All right, hello guys. I'm excited to be covering this stuff with you. We are in the course CAD Architectural Design 1. We're going to be learning how to design houses using computer-aided design software. So just a quick overview of how this Canvas course is set up. These videos are there to help you. If you didn't get something in class, you can always watch these and cover things. So Canvas has each chapter in it, and I've broken down the chapters into their different sections. So we're in chapter 1, which is exterior walls. You should have read the learning objectives. Those are good to cover. They tell you what you should get out of the chapter, like file management, working with types, wall type definitions, creating room definitions, and so on. So we're past that. Here we are. We're in file management. Each assignment should have in it the tutorial guide. If it doesn't, you can download it right here. And if you download it, it might look something like this in a PDF format. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is learning how to save and store files. So it says, regardless of the kind of work you do on your computer, good file management is useful skill. The first step in starting a new project in any application is to specify a save location and a name for your file. Those are two important things to know. Your save location, where is it? Is it in my documents? Is it on my desktop? What is it named? That way you can find it quickly and easily. So let's talk about the save location. You need to know where your files are saved. By default, a lot of programs will save them in your documents. However, you can save in other places like your desktop. Now, at our school, the desktop gets wiped every time you log off your computer, so it'd be smart to save it somewhere where it will not get wiped, like your save location on the network. Now, it says to try to avoid networks and removable devices like thumb drives because they can cause slowness and they may introduce a risk of data loss. Now, we don't really have an option there. We have to save on our network. But, you know, it's a good network, and I haven't seen many problems with it. Okay. It talks about folders and subfolders. So you can create a folder and a folder inside of that folder and save things in those folders to organize yourself instead of just having a bunch of random documents saved on your network. So it's a good idea to try to organize how you save things. Now, this is especially important if you are doing this for a profession and you have a lot of drawings and a lot of designs, then it's a necessity. Okay, in our class is good practice, but you might be able to get by without making the folders. Okay, as far as naming stuff, it says choose an effective naming convention is important, and Chief Architect, in large part because of the need to manage multiple file versions. Each version's name should give an indication of its contents, but it also must be short enough and not exceed 255 characters. So avoid unnecessary information when you are naming things. So it gives an example. It says the title block on a project construction document might say Johnson Family Primary Residence, but your plan file name could just limit it to Johnson's home instead of writing all that. Use abbreviations instead of words. For example, you could say kit instead of kitchen. You could indicate dates just using numbers like 11/23/17 instead of saying November 23rd, 2017. So those are just some tips on how you can shorten the names. So it's important that you distinguish your working drawing from your revisions. One way to do this is to name your working drawing in all capital letters while naming revisions using lowercase, and we'll see how that works later. So you want to begin by selecting a new plan. So I'm going to minimize my browser, and I'm going to click on the Chief Architect icon on the desktop. Now yours might not be X10, just pick whatever is the latest version. It might be X9 or maybe X13 or something. Go ahead and open it up. Okay, it's going to come to something like this, and you want to click New Plan. Sometimes it takes it a second to load up. That's okay. That's normal. While it's doing that, we'll talk about saving. It says to save often, because sometimes your computer might freeze, especially at this big program. I mean, Chief Architect is a large program, and sometimes it can freeze up on you. After you have opened a new plan, you're going to want to save right away. So you'll click the Save As option, and you'll create a new folder, and you're going to name it Chick Cottage. So here again is the guide that I'm following. Downloaded it. Okay, I was going to say okay. All right, File, Save As, and then you're going to want to go down and find your name or student ID number, and you're going to want to create a folder. So right click and say New Folder, and they say to name it Chick Cottage, CHICCOTTAGE, Chick Cottage. Okay, I'm going to double click on that. Now I'm inside of that folder. So this is going to be our new save location for that plan. For the name, we want to type Chick, actually all caps because this is our working one. So I'm going to hit caps and Chick Cottage dash current. Whoa, let's see here, current. There we go. Then you want to hit save. Okay, it just created a path name for this new file, and it's going to be our username / documents / Chick Cottage / Chick Cottage current plan, and it's gonna have that for us, that path name. It's a good starting path name because it'll give us flexibility later on to save revisions and possibly need to create additional subfolders. All right, here's a tip. It is a very good idea to save your files often as you work. The guide that we're going to be following will remind us to do that regularly, and it's a good idea to implement a revision strategy. Excuse me. So on page 38 of our guide, our tutorial guide, it talks about that. All right, so go ahead, follow along, make sure you save it, and then move on to the next assignment.